Hey, this episode of Dave's Garage, we're at SEM's headquarters down in South Carolina. We're actually doing our road to SEMA, and we're teaching Brandon here how to get his cars ready for SEMA. That's kind of been a theme that we've been doing here for a while. I'm just going to give it to these guys, and they're going to give you more details about what goes on at SEM School, what you can learn, and how you can get signed up.
So if you think about it now, granted, it's been a couple of minutes, right? But usually we do this when it's only a couple, 20 seconds. So, obviously on the outside of it, you see how deep it was in there. But from the internal piece of it,
oh, wow,
you can see how far beyond that it started to pull itself up.
Inch and a quarter, it's already in.
Exactly. So when you're trying to protect from corrosion and you've got that internal seam, if you're using an adhesive, then, and it's okay to use that adhesive, then you don't have to worry about this because that adhesive has actually filled that seam in. But now where it really comes into play is like if you're welding those panels together. So you weld on a quarter panel on that K5 and that weld creates a ton of heat, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if there's nothing in between there, what ends up happening is that heat draws moisture, and especially where you're at, where we're at here, tons of humidity, and then it ends up rusting the seam. So you have two products that are created to help that corrosion. The one is cavity wax, but before you even get to cavity wax is that you have our weld-through primer. So the way that weld-through primers work, when you think about them, they're typically going to be zinc-based. We also have one that's called copper weld, but the zinc-based primers are the best way to go. Okay. And the reason is because if you have two metal surfaces, and let's just say, you put a weld through between it. Anytime, so you remember when Ford came out with the all aluminum body?
Yeah, the aluminum duties.
So in 2015, and the biggest thing that they were going around and telling people is don't take a grinding disc or a sanding disc that you've ground or sanded metal with and then start sanding on the same surface with aluminum.
Corrosion.
You get corrosion, you get that what we call galvanic corrosion. Mm-hmm. Well, same thing happens, and actually with a weld-through, you're trying to promote that because zinc will actually corrode faster than steel or aluminum in this case. So you put zinc in between those two steel panels, and if corrosion ever gets in there and starts to attack that surface, it will attack the weld-through before it will attack the metal.
It's like zinc disc on a boat.
It's exactly.